Ooh, wait. This food for thought dish tonight. Oh, it's a little spicy. But we're gonna get on with it. So we can keep feeding these plates of thoughts with the right substance that can help make them more healthier in their life. The topic this evening is accountability. Now, with this topic, or should I say this dish, we're going to touch more on the feminine, female aspect of it. And it's out of love. Disclosure. I want you to take it as hate. I love my women. I love my sisters, my mother, my mothers, my wife, my daughter, my goddaughters. I love women, especially in my culture. So it's nothing out of hate, but it's something that I have recognized. There has been a great deal of destruction and dividance within the black community, and that is accountability. What I have recognized, being a black male living in the United States of America, it is a high level of expectation for black men, to hold themselves accountable. But for our sisters, our black women, our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, our aunts, there seem to be excuses made in the society, and the laws of the land have also helped made a limo courtesy availability for these behaviors and lack of to be supported. So let's touch on this. Let's really dig into it, because Tupac said it many years ago: since we get our name and our game from a woman, I ain't gonna go on further with that, because it was all truth what he said. Since we do get those main ingredients of life from our mothers and from women, it amazes me how it still end up being the man's fault. If women have so much power and run the show, especially nowadays, don't need no man. Or for those that like to be the boss, they, is applauded and talked about how women are the boss of the household, as they run the house, women run the house, And it amazes me how dysfunctional a family or a household can be, even when a man is not present. And I get it. A lot of women are put in certain situations where, and like I said, I'm not just getting on the women. I'm gonna spit some things for the men out there too. It's not gonna be one-sided on this topic, but due to some men not being held or holding themselves as men accountable, they force a woman in a position where they have to carry the load all by themselves, which is not cool. Even if you can be together, it took two to make that child, that gift, that extension of your legacy. So therefore, it should take two to be responsible and help take care of that responsibility. It shouldn't be one-sided. But even with that, it goes back to women, because sometimes these men, and there's no excuses for them. You know, it's just the reality of it. Sometimes these men come from a one parent, which is a mother household themselves. And I don't know if it's sickening or if it's just, I don't know, the nature of things, because I'm not a woman, I'm a man. But sometimes these women have a thing with their sons, almost, I can say it can be kind of sickening, where they look at their man as their man. You know, some might have sex with him, some might not, low-key. I don't know. You never know what goes on behind closed doors, but the attitude, the emotions, the feelings, you know, that's my son, he the man. But you never hold him accountable. You sit up here, you spoil it. You don't have no chores around the house. You let him have his title as a man, which I think no woman raising a son should ever say or make their son think that they're the man of the house. You know, because when you are the man of the house, that means you are providing. And a son or a child is not his position, especially if he lack any male role models or a man in his life. Do he know how to be a man? You know? So that right there is something that has to be taken into consideration. But a woman should never let her son or man or young man or whatever feel like he's a man in the house when he ain't bringing in no income on a legal tip that help put food in the house, that help pay the mortgage or rent, that don't even get up and take out the trash when he sees his floor, not when his mama tell him to. But you ain't raised him to know this is what you expect out of him. You know, like I tell many relatives of mine that are females that has sons, you know, whatever you expect out of a man, you should expect it out of your son 3 times as much. And unfortunately, for a lot of situations, single black mothers seem to have an expectation out of that thug life. You know, no disrespect to those that live that life. Most definitely the late Tupac Shakur. But they want their sons to have this thug life. They want them, you know, dress them in the dope boy attire, you know, the gangster rapper attire, you know, without having no expectations out of them, and don't even identify or recognize what image and what path they lead their own son down, you know. And then, like I said, without the lack of expectation. You a man, you know, or this is the man of the house, and I mean, you know, it's things that he should know automatically he do. You know, I mean, a man contributes to the house. He cook, he clean, if need be. He protects, he provides. You know, in these situations, women call their sons the man of the house and don't listen to them. But they are doing everything. Washing their drawers, socks, and clothes. And I understand at a certain age, they, you know, common sense, you can't expect them to do that. But if they can learn how to rap a song, do a dance, know how to work your smartphone, then they can learn how to do things that contributes to the household. You know, and in the end, you know, this kind of ties into a video I made previously about selfishness. You know, with having the son in their life, you know, as a provider, protector, or someone or someone of a male gender that they know will always be in their corner when another man is not. They still fail to realize to have certain expectations out of them and know how to let go and let that son be a man once he reached that age. You know, I done seen many situations where this woman put their son up on a pedestal, and like I said, you know, the so-called love and I'm gonna say possession, but the emotions, the feelings, and reactions that they had to this, and how much they put him on a pedestal. So, you know, you can't help but think like, damn, you fucking him too, you know, because they so-called love their son so much, but they love their son so much on the surface level, but they don't have no type of man expectations out of them like they would another man. You know, I done witnessed women that let their sons come in and out any time of day, let the girlfriend spend the night at the house, let them talk to them any kind of way while they go to work 2 or 3 jobs, do everything even around the house when they off. They son can come and go as they please, that's their baby. But then when they get a man, they want that man to have a curfew. He better come to the table with this. He better do that. You know, it's like, that ain't reality. You know, and it's a sign of lack of accountability. Flaws in that woman and in life reality in a whole. You know, nah. You know, then the other part of that is they raise these boys up spoiled, no expectations out of them that is of good substance, and then these boys go out here and bring that burden, you know, because that's something that we all have to take in consideration as a man or as a woman. Are you an asset or are you a liability? And what makes you an asset? Good sauce below the belt, good fellatio, good looks don't make you an asset. And the same goal for a man. Good D below the belt, good looks don't make you, or even just having money don't make you necessarily an asset. You know? So these are things that women fail to realize, that they end up passing the same behavior of unresponsible, unheld accountable men to the next woman. You know, when you raise these boys up like that, then they go out here in the world and they get with a young woman that might be about her business. You know, that may be of substance, but he has nothing to contribute. So he actually becomes like a vampire. But yeah, you know, with having sons and the expectation that a lot of single black mothers don't have, and I understand sometimes they come from the lack of the father being in the household. So you try to make up for it, but you can't make up for it. You know, for the men that don't play their role, shame on them, and they will have to deal with it in due time. You focus as young women, or as women period, raising young males, you just hold yourself accountable. Whatever you expect out of your man, you should expect it out of your son 3 times as much. You want a man that's loyal, that's real, and teach him how to be real. And in order to do that, you gotta hold yourself accountable and hold yourself real. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. It ain't about what you tell a kid or what you expect. You gotta live it too. They gotta see examples of it. You know, you want a man that works hard, and then guess what? Be a woman that works hard. And let him know that you just can't lay around on my couch. You can't just lay in my house and not contribute back. Just because I love you and I gave birth to you. No. You know, you want a man that dressed fly, that got swag about himself, have that expectation out of him. Make sure he going to his regular checkups, physically, going to his dental checkups. Make sure his hair is always cut. You know, make sure that you help mold him and teach him on how to groom himself properly. You know, and the thing about it in this day and age, you know, it's it's more tools out here to help women that are single and naturally as nurturers that may not have this natural instinct on how to teach a man how to be a man. Because I believe a woman has to teach a young woman how to be a woman. A man can't do that. He can give his opinion or his thoughts on how a woman should be based off of him being on the outside being a man. You know, but we don't know what it takes to be one, and vice versa. A woman don't know what it takes to be a man. So it takes a man to show another young man to be a man. But for both parties, single fathers, single parent fathers, single parent mothers, you know, you got the technology out here. You got the social media, you got different things that you can go to reference to help you out. And in some states and places, you even got classes for parenting. You know, so you got options. You know, but yeah, whatever you expect out of a man, you should expect out of your son 3 times as much as a woman, as a mother. You know, you want him to not be a punk, have some type of edge on him. Guess what? Put them in boxing. Put them in karate. So they learn how to discipline themselves and be around other men that can show them when to release that and when not to. You know? So you got options out here. You know, because I know all women, no matter who they are, they're like a man, you know. Even if they're the most dominating or what they call strong characteristics or, you know, whatever as a woman, you know, still like a man that knows how to provide and protect. You know, most women don't want no weak man unless she's a mother that just like or a woman that just like controlling everything and very nurturing, and she like taking care of a grown ass boy. You know, I think it's a waste of energy. But you know, to each his own. But yeah, you know, you got options out here to help you out in that area of being a single mother. You know, trying to raise your son. You know, and the main thing is accountability, because you don't want, just like you wouldn't want a man that's worthless, that ain't got too much to offer. You don't want your son to be that same type of man to another young woman that may be a substance. And here come your son, because he's your baby, and he ruins this young girl's life because you spoiled him and got him thinking that all women gonna take care of him like mama did. You know, nah, that's wrong. You setting that boy up for failure, and any woman that come in contact with failure, you know, with that type of mentality, he's my baby type of stuff. He's your offspring. He's a representative of you, whether it's good or bad. That's what he is. But this is where accountability come into play at, you know, so that you can correct this issue, you know. And I think the major thing that can avoid all that, even being a single mother, some things happen. Things happen like tragic accidents, you know, when it is a man that's about his business. That woman that took her time and chose wisely to have a child with a man that is of substance, and something tragic happened, and that man, you know, transitions no longer here. You know, that's very understandable. I can understand that. You put in a position where you left to carry the load by yourself. But the other thing that's in women's control and have options on is the very first thing is not getting caught up and laying down with a man and potentially get yourself tied up with a man and his offspring by you not choosing wisely. You too impressed with his money, his looks, his sex versus substance. You know, and when you hold yourself accountable, most times when we hold ourselves accountable, we don't tend to make the same mistakes. You know, when we really sit back and think about it. analyze how we got ourselves in that position. You're not gonna keep making the same mistakes. But if you don't, you got a group of people, women or men around you that put sugar on shit and don't make you hold yourself accountable. Yeah, you're gonna think this is normal. But I think the first step for any woman, because the woman is a receiver. She carries the child, she gives birth to the child. So women, young women, older women, whoever, whatever your age is as a black woman, be careful about who you lay down and have a kid with. Because depending on who you have a kid with, it can make your life a living hell, or it can make your life very heavenly and good. You know, so that's the first step right there. Don't get caught up off the sex, the looks, and the money and material things. Make sure that this man is worth having a child by. He handles his business. He's goal oriented. He's about accomplishing things. So yeah, that's the first step for men and women. Be careful who you men. Be careful who you plant your seeds in. Women, be careful about who you allow a man's seed to be implanted in you. That's the first thing. Don't get caught up off of that surface material stuff. And for the young women, don't get caught up off no mama boy. You know, don't get caught up, like I said, don't get caught up off the size of his D, the way he look, the car he drive, clothes he wear, what type of job he work, and how much he make. No. Recognize where he come from. Do he have a mother that holds him accountable? And not look at him as her son husband, but look at him as her son that she raised to be a man, and don't want nothing from him but for him to be out here being a productive individual. You know, these are the things that you gotta look at and pay attention to. You know? And it takes time. That's why you don't rush into it. Yeah, we all, especially when you beyond the stage of being a virgin, you know, we all get that itch, you know, that need to be scratched. You know, but be responsible, hold yourself accountable. Don't allow yourself to get tied up in something that you know, that was just supposed to be an experience for that moment, an enjoyment for that moment, but it becomes a long life heartache for yourself and struggle for yourself. You know, with that, you know, that leads to relationships. You know, it amazes me how a lot of women they sit back and, like I said, they hold a man accountable. You know, for all that he do, whether it's good or bad, mostly bad that he brings to a relationship, even to the community as a black man. You know, and I didn't even heard the phrases, "Well, a man gonna be a man." Okay, you know a man gonna be a man, then what you expect? You know what I'm saying? Let that man be a man. Just hope that he you know, he's much wiser, he's more dedicated, and he got a lot more going for himself that's more than surface. Because you're right, a man gonna be a man just like a woman gonna be a woman. You know? And it ain't for neither one of us to try to control or change either one. It's for us to identify, recognize, and know how to you know, deal with and coexist with one another. You know, but you have to research and you have to understand. You know, master yourself, hold yourself accountable. That's part of mastering yourself. And research and study the opposite, so you know what you're getting involved in. For the women, yeah, you gotta hold yourself accountable. You know, a man gonna be a man, and you know what you expect. You know, and only women, older women, they can only give you their experiences of what they've been through with men, due to the men that they selected. And it gets to a point where, you know, a woman has to keep choosing the wrong type of man that has no substance. You know, you might need to go in the bathroom, sit on the toilet after you have poured down your pants, sit on the toilet, and have a one-on-one with you and your vagina, or your self-sauce, or your passion fruit. You might need to have a conversation, you and your passion fruit, and ask one another, why are we selecting this? Why do we keep pulling from this same type of toxic, little boy, grown man in the body type of men? And most times you hold yourself accountable, you ask those real questions to yourself. It may tie back to something. It may tie back to a lack of, what you didn't get from your father. It may tie back to the environment that you was raised in, and the type of man that your mother even chose. But it still ties back to you, and you still gotta hold yourself accountable. So, you just gotta be careful what you selecting. Make sure it's the right. For the right, especially if you're talking about building something, having a family, building a legacy or something. Make sure it's worth it. So yeah, I think the key to that, besides accountability, when you hold yourself accountable, you're real with yourself. You know what you got to bring to the table besides just the self-sauce and looks, and if that's all you got to bring, then what you expect back? You expect a man that's so tall, makes so much money, drives certain cars, live in a certain area or a certain house, and guess what? You should be making that and doing that yourself. You can't expect nothing out of life that you ain't yourself, you ain't putting out and being yourself. And the last option of all is just don't have no kids. Because even this ties in for single mothers that has daughters, and the lack of accountability in that. I didn't notice a lot of times growing up, mothers didn't, they kind of like shoot the daughter off. As long as they was able to get that D in their mouth or in their passion fruit, and they was able to hit the clubs and party and dress and do what they want, they didn't care about. And it was like that for some mothers. I know some mothers that was like that with their sons, but it's really sad when it's mothers like that with their daughters. They more worried about having a man up in their hole, they top or they bottom, than they are worried about trying to raise their daughter properly and create a better environment for them versus where they came from. Selfishness / lack of accountability. And it's crazy because this creates another cycle. When a young girl grows up like that, the mother puts her man before her. Then she continues that pattern, and even on down the line of choosing the wrong type of mate, but still putting him before the kids. That's why a lot of kids is out here never got to make it past the age 1, because some of those daughters was raised around mothers that didn't attend to them properly and give them the proper attention and love that they need. They was too worried about themselves and what they wanted. Almost as if the daughter was a bother, that this child didn't actually be brought into this world. So yeah, and some women, just like they do with their sons, they try to be they daughter's homegirl. Let her go out here and dress, made all up, the wigs, the extension, and the eyelashes, and the makeup, lipstick, the heels, the short, tight stuff. Because they trying to live through they daughter. When they used to be young, what they used to do or what they wish they could have done. And then these girls and women, the mothers know what these daughters are going to encounter with that type of attention that they draw to themselves. Whether it's older men that's going to try to get with them and take advantage of them, whether it's them being in a position where they raped or molested. You know, accountability. You chose to have this child didn't have to be brought in this world. Nah, don't do that to her. You know, don't try to live through her. You had your time. It's time for her to shine, and make sure you're there to help guide her so she can shine the best. Don't set her up for failure. Dressing and revealing herself, you know, especially nowadays. You know, a lot of these young men and women ain't gonna even know what it is to love somebody. What it is to have your virginity broken with that person. True enough, things happen in life where you can grow apart, but ain't nothing like having that feeling of knowing how it feel to be with the first person that you ever laid down with, that y'all both had love for one another, instead of just being, what is celebrated nowadays, stripper slash wannabe man, and jump around different depots, like nah. 'Cause the truth of the matter is, a woman is built differently than a man, especially in that area. And that thing, that sauce can wear out and dry up. It can get beat up. It can be polluted. And that's just not a good thing. Why would a mother want their daughter to imitate that or go through that, knowing what is ahead of her, knowing what her daughter's going to have to face, being that way and carrying herself that way? That's another sign of, to me, where women choose to, because it is a choice, even if we don't know no better. It's too much information out here in the palm of your hand to ask the question why, or try to figure out how you can change and be better. Maybe back in the days with this technology, you was caught up and you was stuck. You can get on social media, take picture poses, look at all kind of drama or music videos, check Facebook every so often and all that. And then there's stuff out here that you can get your hands on or get access to that can help you become a better person, or to prevent certain things in your life that you had no control over, you just had to deal with, that you can make sure it don't be a continuing or passed on to the next generation of men, young men or women. So yeah, it's lack of accountability and selfishness, setting a young girl up for failure. Deal with these animals out here. And some will get jealous at their daughter and start trying to compete and be beefing with them. That's really sick, man. Like, damn. You really jealous at your daughter? Is she able to pull this, or man looking at her or whatever like you had your time? That would be insane for me to ever get jealous and upset with my sons because they able to pull a good quality young woman their age. My time done passed. The only thing I'm gonna do is give him the proper mental tools so he can make the right steps and appreciate that woman and do right by her and do right by himself. So yeah, that's insane. I don't get it, but I see it. But I still don't get it. Poor health decisions. Women order their kids Air Jordans, get the ticket and be waiting, register online for the new Jordans to come out. A waiting line, go get them, pay all that crazy money amount, especially if they got more than one child. You got 3 kids, that's close to $1,000. For one, the lack of accountability. You spending all that money, but you weren't even owning stock, so you didn't even get none of that money back. It's just going in the wind on something that's going to be on the ground. But you stand in line, you go through all that, you get this for your kids. get them stuck on this material thing to be a substance to them, when life is much more serious and life is much more than that. But excuse me for that, my good people. A phone call coming in. I want to touch on one more thing before I move on to the next subject. This goes back to women mothering their sons. One big mistake that it was two big mistakes I see that women do with raising their sons. And I am open-minded. I am understanding of certain situations, being a single mother, working 1 or 2 jobs to provide, and football practice and whatever else you try to do to keep that child, that son, involved in positive things. But these two things right here, I feel is something that is very misconfused or confused or looked past, and it should be very important so far as with a mother raising a son. That's teaching your son how to choose the right woman. You know, and I understand sometimes as adults we do things that we're not too proud of, and you know, if you hold yourself accountable in time, you know, you quite frankly can be embarrassed and ashamed of holding yourself accountable. You accept it for what it is, you done it, learn from it, and move on. But one thing that I see a lot of women do with their sons is not keep it real or let them know what type of woman deserves what type of treatment, you know. And the reason why I feel a lot of women don't want to expose that, because that might trace back to them and their behavior and what that son has seen of them during the years of growing up and being raised, you know. But with not keeping it real with your son and not letting him know what type of woman deserves what type of treatment and which one don't, you set him up for failure. So when he get out here looking and trying to date and build something with a woman, you didn't made him believe that all women is like his mother and that his mother is perfect. She has no flaws, you know, and every woman is like her, you know. And I think that's a huge mistake that women need to try to correct when it comes to raising sons. And I think the other one, I might have briefly spoke on it, is just like holding yourself accountable, also holding your son accountable and teaching him this from a young age on up, you know, making him responsible of the decisions and actions that he make, and not letting him feel and think that mama is going to always be there to save you and pull you out of this because you my baby, you don't do no wrong. You know, there's plenty of mothers that I done seen and known that run around and because they son was pushing that dope and spoiling them with that dope money, you know, or that jack money, you know, kicking in dough money, you know. And then when the reaction come back from them living his life, and most times it ends up tragic. Then it's, you know, oh, my baby was this, my baby was that. I love my baby so much, and he didn't do nothing. He would give a person the shirt off his back, and, you know, to a certain extent, yeah, it may be true. You know, who am I to say? I don't know. But I have witnessed mothers say and do all that, especially when they're on the screen, you know, on the news, you know. But everybody else know what kind of terrorizer they was out in the streets. You know, everybody know how they was pushing that poison. You know, and she even know that. She was enjoying the money, playing her lotto, getting her allowance from her man/son. You know, so you know, it goes back to accountability. You know, a woman hold themselves accountable, they gonna hold their son accountable. They're gonna have certain expectations out of their son, just like they got certain expectations out of themselves. You know? So that's something that I wanted to touch on before I moved on with that. The other thing that I find amazing with women is you know, you hear a lot of women say that, you know, men ain't no good, you know, men ain't like how they used to be or whatever. But that same woman will turn around and say that she don't need no man. You know, women nowadays are not the same old-fashioned type of women back in those days when men stepped up, the ones that were men about themselves, not just a boy in a man's body, but men that really held it down, took care of their family, took care of their woman, their wife, their kids. You know, those women was different. You know, they didn't try to cross lanes. They let a man be a man, and it was still took for a man to be a man, and that man didn't cross lanes and have a problem with that woman being a woman. They both brought their fair share of powers and responsibility and built something together. You know, so I think that's something that you know, women need to sit back and think about. You know, you can't expect to have it both ways. You want a man that was good, like an old school man that you heard or maybe seen examples of on TV, but here you are, the new modern day, I don't need no man, independent type of woman. Those two don't rock. It's like oil and water. They ain't gonna mix. You know? So if you don't need no man, you an independent woman, they don't have no problem with a man not paying for your fair share or whatever. Taking you out to dinner and all that. If you don't want to, why should he? Because you don't need no man. You make your own money. You know? As a matter of fact, buy his dinner. If that's the case. You know, if you think you can do what a man can do, all right, hold yourself accountable and do that. Handle that. Get on that. The other thing, the lack of holding yourself accountable with always wanting a break from your responsibilities of being a mother. You know, once again, you should have chose wisely before you lay down and had those legs in the V stand. These are things you should have been thinking about. You know, before you had kids, don't be so quick to dump your kids off on a loving grandparent, set of grandparents, grandfather, grandmother, or a loving grandmother. Nah, that's not her or his responsibility. And the same go for those young men or men out here. You know, you have a child and you a single parent. Hey, you better learn how to make sure that kid is in the bed at a certain time after they didn't have their bath, brush their teeth, did their homework, done their chores, and have them in the bed at a certain time. And you can sit back and entertain or have a good time in the basement of your place or, you know, in your living room. That kid know not to come out unless it's an extreme emergency. You know, that's not your mother's or your father's responsibility to watch your kids because you want a break. You should have thought about that before you had kids. You should have took your time before you had kids and enjoy life. You know, not rushing to wanting to have a baby to try to lock down a man or use it as some type of tool against a man or rushed into it because it is cute. The pregnancy stage of it is all cute and buying the little Jordans and the little outfits, and nah, it's deeper than that. Matter of fact, any woman that hold themselves accountable, you should have a plan for your child. You know, and of course you gotta wait till he grow up a little bit and recognize what his natural gifts / purpose or talents is and help mold him in that while he's coming up. But you should already have a plan, and this go for men and women. But, you know, since we touching a little bit more on the women out there, you should have a plan for each child that you have. You know, each child of yours should have a skill. You know, so guess what? You ain't never gotta reach outside of your circle of what you created, your legacy, for someone to come fix on the house. Someone to fix on your air conditioning. Someone that can look at you medically, or at least work in that field and can get the proper doctor or nurse for you. You shouldn't have to look for an attorney or lawyer. You shouldn't have to look for a mechanic. Make sure you got things planned out way before you even think about having a child. What kind of life, you trying to have them give back to society and have some purpose, recognize a purpose. Each one of your child should have a skill outside of hustling, and not even just playing basketball or football. No, another skill, something that can pay the bills, something that can help contribute to society, to a household, and to his own life. And also with women, they need to hold accountable of themselves as their health. I don't know what the checkup is now. I know it used to be like twice a year to get a mammogram or whatnot, or pap smear. I'm sorry, excuse me. But maybe once a year now. But basically what I'm saying is, you should be in the dentist chair every 6 months. You should be getting your eyes checked out once a year. You should be putting healthy things in your body so that you can preserve your life and live longer. Like I said before, it amazes me how these women are standing in line to make sure that these kids got these Jordans and turn around and go to a McDonald's to eat. How crazy and backwards is that? You would invest in something, you spend hundreds of dollars on something that's going to be on the ground and get dirty. But you won't invest that type of money into having decent water to drink, decent lotion to put on your body, decent food that's organic and natural, and that's healthy for your kids, or for yourself for that matter. And that's I've always been puzzled by that, just how there's two genders, and out of the two, one of them is able to nurture and feed a child from their body. But when it comes to cooking and eating, pick the horriblest, most things to put in their mouth and in their body. Wondering why you got diabetes. Wondering why you overweight. Wondering why you got high blood pressure. And what's even more amazing, the same ones that eat pig feet, chitlins, and everything else off of a nasty animal. Yeah, turn around and have the nerve and say that you won't do certain things sexually with your mouth. That's amazing. That's amazing. But, yet still it exists. But I just find that crazy. Lack of accountability. And to touch back on the women that scream that message, I don't need no man. Well, the reality of it is, most businesses that you work for, whatever company you work for, 9 times out of 10, it's probably a man that's running, a white male at that. Low income housing, HUD, Section 8, food stamps or EBTs, medical benefits, mostly is ran by white men. So you dependent on a man somewhere down the line. You can talk all that you want, but no, you dependent on a man. The reality of it. So hold yourself accountable with that. You truly don't need no man for nothing. Just get out here and build your own from the ground up. But the reality of that as well, we all need help. It takes a team for the dream. And real quick, back on the taking care of yourself. Wash your behind. Lotion your feet and your hands. Use good soap. Use good toothpaste. not from the dollar store. Like, really love yourself. Really groom yourself. Take care of yourself. Bathe every day. And yeah, life happens. You're busy, especially single mother. You might have to, as we call it, where I'm from, you might have to take a little whore bath. I done that myself. That's me washing up in the sink, hitting those spots, those very important spots, pits, private area, your behind, your feet, your neck, your face, yeah. You might have to take a sink bath every so often because you're rushing, but still wash yourself, still clean yourself. You don't want to get up or go to sit. You don't want to get up and have a smell linger. And you in your 20s and 30s, nah. And the sad part about that, the ones that don't hold themselves accountable with their own health and their own upkeep, they do the same thing to their kids. You go to whip off their child's diaper, it smells like it's a grown person's behind that just was up under that diaper or that pamper. Because guess what? That mother, or in this case, if it's a single father, that father don't wash his behind. He don't know how to upkeep himself. Therefore, how he don't know how to properly upkeep a little one that's depending on him or him or her to provide that for them. But turn around and have high expectations out of a man. He better have this. He better do that. He better dress like this. And then, some do. Some, they cool with a man that's just like them, that's trifling nasty. Walking around here, don't got all this hair on their face, don't comb it, don't shampoo it, don't line it up and keep it looking neat. Don't shave their pube hairs. Don't wipe their butt properly. Got dingleberries all in their drawers. Feet stinking. They go to pull off their shoes, it's just airing out the place, just full of Fritos and butt coming from their feet. Don't brush their teeth. Decay, rotting and starting to get in between the teeth. They don't even floss. Don't scrape that tongue. You gotta get that film off that tongue. So this go out to the men too. And some of them had the nerve to be sagging, stinking butt. It's accountability. You can't expect for nobody to treat you with respect when you don't even treat yourself with respect. That's rule one. Loud and hair colors crazy, eyelashes on that ain't yours. You think you cute, in denial just because you bought it as yours. No, that's not the truth. You're in denial. And I understand. I didn't realize that women is not necessarily natural manipulators of lives. No, they just naturally in denial. Because they believe the stuff that they buy to put on their body or enhance their body, since they bought it, is theirs. And the truth of the matter is, it's not. It's artificial. It's not you. But you want a real man. That man, you hold that man accountable of being a real man. But here you are, faker than a black Obama $100 bill. So yeah, we got some things we gotta work on. It ain't just women, man, too. Like I said, it was gonna be leaning a little bit more towards the women, since they are the nurturer of the kids, they carry the kids. Nowadays, they the powerhouse. It's girl power. Don't need no man. Okay, that's how you rock. You hold yourself accountable, like you expect a man to hold himself accountable. And if you can't do that, don't have no expectation on no man to hold themselves accountable. For the men out there, you too. I already broke down how you need to take care of your grooming yourself. Keeping yourself clean. But It's things that you need. Any man, I don't care what your favorite hobby or whatever it is, or however you even making your money. As a man, you should have the basic tools, and you should know how to work them. You should know how to grab a screwdriver and know the difference between a flathead and a star shape or Phillips head screwdriver. You should know how to use a hammer and a nail. You should know how to take off a tire off a car and jack a car up. You should know to see the trash, smelling, even if it's not full yet, or if it's full, recognize it and take it out. You should know how to participate in cleaning. You should know how to cook. And I mean know how to thoroughly clean. Know how to fold up clothes, separate them into piles, wash them properly, dry them, put them up neatly, iron for yourself. You know? And most definitely, you should know how to save money. You know? I was listening to one of the gentlemen that I listened to. You know, I don't know if it was BOA or Realm 313. You know, and it just, you know, it's the truth, even for me. You know, like some of us can't afford that to call ourselves being with somebody else. You know, you ain't got a certain amount of money in the bank, most definitely as a man, because as a man, you can hold it down like that. It comes with responsibility. Women cost. Even if you got a daughter, it costs. All kids cost, but yeah, little girls cost more than boys. Believe that. I don't care how they try to dress it up. Oh, you can go to the little cheap, you know, outlet stores and get girls little trinkets and this, that, and the other. Yeah, but, you know, it ain't quality, so shit gonna break and then you have to buy some more. So it adds up. You know? But yeah, you know, man should know how to stack his money. You know, he should have multiple hustles on how to get that money. You know, you gotta be disciplined. Am I master at all these things that I'm speaking on? No, I haven't mastered them, but I do identify with them. I do hold myself accountable. Therefore, I work hard at trying to perfect them and better myself at them every day that I get a chance to walk this earth. You know? But this is for the ones that's young. You know, hopefully I can reach y'all before y'all get into bad habits. Just like me and others that was misled. Yeah, you know, man, you need to know how to do some things besides just lay up and hit that wet spot. You gotta know how to do more than that. And you should want to be with a woman that's all she requires out of you, just to look good and hit that wet spot. You know? That's no substance, no challenge, or nothing, man. I understand it's a different world out here. So yeah, that's just my take on accountability. You know, a lot of it is towards the sisters or the black women out here in the world coming out. You know, we gotta hold ourselves accountable. For many years, men has always been the blame or the finger pointer of why it is like it is in our community. It's hard to say, it's not us. It's not all our responsibility. And if we do got part responsibility, it's 50% of it. The other 50 is on you. You know. So start holding yourself accountable. You had that option, you had that power, you had that choice and control. There's a lot of laws and rules is written to govern women more so than they are men. You know, and maybe that's been a crutch for women to not have to hold themselves accountable because it's a society and government and other things that govern them not having to hold themselves accountable. Versus a man, you can't get the same help out here that a woman can. You know, I'm not jealous about that. Not at all. There's no envy here on my part. You know, I just just recognize how I can, I can have a cause and effect on the two. All I'm saying is, let's work on that. Let's do better. Let's be better than that. No matter what the laws are and the rules are that shelter you from being held accountable. No, just start holding yourself accountable. Be real. Because one way or another, it's effective in a bad way when you don't. If you don't hold yourself accountable, you raising kids, it's going to affect your kids. You have to most likely have to sit there and watch the destruction and downfall and confusion and not knowing their purpose and goals in life. Because you never learned accountability for yourself, so you would never to pass that along and install that into your children. The other part of it, not holding yourself accountable, not choosing the right mate, or not having no mate at all. Making life harder for yourself when it really shouldn't have to be. So you might think that you get away with it. Don't none of us get away with not holding ourselves accountable. Just like selfishness, don't none of us get away with it. We only hurt ourselves in the end. That's enough of me flowing on about that. Hopefully this reach some of you out there, men and women, especially in the black culture, so that we can really work on building ourselves, getting on the right track, being in control and running things like we should. We gotta hold one another accountable. We gotta hold ourselves accountable. And that ain't gonna do nothing but build strength. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It may be hard, especially if you're used to not holding yourself accountable. In the environment that you're in, people don't. Start practicing it. Start being around people that do practice that, live that, believe that in themselves. Watch how your life can change. How your mind can open up, how you can advance in areas that you thought you couldn't. Because you held yourself accountable and got the lesson. You understood. Your mind started traveling down the road. You start setting up shopping, setting up things, goals that's really worthwhile, that has substance, that has longevity, to build wealth, good health, or anything else. So yeah, I'm out. Love and peace.
Just for listening, I'm gonna give y'all a little dessert and rock out on this beat just for a few minutes. Bang out. Right. Go ahead and enjoy that. From me to you.